by Barton Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
He's not playing, but he's, I'm asking him, Coop, like, what do you think? And he had some things at halftime that it's like, man, like 15-year-old kid is thinking this. So, Cooper's not out there playing with us right now, but he's contributing, and couldn't be more thankful for his dedication to what we do.
We came into the tournament the 11th seed, and we finished in 5th, and, we got 3 wins out of the tournament, which was good for us. This group is really coming together, and I think we're running better offense. I think we're guarding with intensity. Now we, bounce into a really tough Great Bend game, and so we're excited to go play that game.
3-point game. Here's Love for the tie.
We didn't execute, put it on me. We've got a way to get it in that we practice every day, and obviously, maybe not having KJ, who's our best athlete, to get open, but we didn't make a great effort to get.
We say after every game, win or lose, like we still have to keep getting better, and just want to stay consistent with the message to the guys. Enjoy it, but we've shown we can improve. And
Patrick Mahomes is like Tiger Woods on Sunday wearing that red polo. In that moment when Tiger on Sunday and you're in that group, you feel his presence. He's coming.
We're talking about a player that 2 or 3 plays go differently for him.
Different
he's not.
human.
He might be in an all-time greats conversation. And right now he's just he's a guy who's never won MVP.
Obviously, the starting point for me would be things that our players do well. You're always going to start with that. If your system's not flexible enough to do what your players do well, then you're probably in the wrong business.
It's more complicated than that, because even if you have the chip in the ball, it's not a sphere, it's an oblong ball, but you still need to know when the body part touches the ground.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM as the train is moving through. Okay, thank goodness they quit calling me. Welcome to the Tuesday show. Steve Webster, Mike Corson, along with our, is today Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. It's Basketball Tuesday day. Landon Winkler is in the studio as well. Quit yawning, man. Come on, you're making me tired.
Get that camera off. Hey, I'm chipper today.
Welcome to Tuesday show. Basketball day here in the Golden Belt. On the program today, we'll talk basketball with the voice of the Barton Cougars, Cole Reif. He'll put a bow on the Cougars sweep of Garden City Saturday. Previews the week ahead. That includes home games tomorrow against Cloud County and a big road trip to Ark City Saturday to take on the Cali Tigers. We're going to be talking with Mike Marzoff, color analyst for Panther Broadcast. We'll talk about the Panthers game with TMP tonight. Also, Hayes High coming to town on Friday in a big Western Athletic Conference game. And Barton women's basketball coach Alan Clark will be in today, and he'll bring Ellenwood sophomore Brittany Simpson in with him. Brittany had 10 points in the Lady Cougars win over Garden City Saturday, as Barton has now won 4 of the last 6 games as they host Cloud County on Wednesday.
Is Marzoff on board with Taco Shop, or do you drop him off at Thirsties and he gets little pigtails?
He's pretty easy. I think he'll take anything.
I mean, he's had it before.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
knows what he wants without a menu.
For a long time. Yeah. So what do you get?
The 6-pack of tacos is good because those are good cold. And then that sauce is real weird, but it's really good on those particular tacos.
I do not know what it is. Chicken Nacho Supreme. I'll get 3 of those tonight. I'll put them in the vehicle. They keep good.
And their taco burgers are really good.
I never had a taco burger before.
Taco burgers are always overpriced no matter where you go, but
aren't they just sloppy joes?
Without the red stuff, without the sauce, it's seasoned meat, and I've been trying to master my own taco burger because I like them so much.
But they're just a sloppy Joe.
No, I don't like the ones with any type of sauce. So no,
so what are these things?
It's seasoned meat, but they're held together by cheese instead of tomato sauce.
Like a little pouch of cheese.
If they're done right.
They put the meat in there. Okay.
That's just as healthy.
We'll see. We'll give you a report on that tomorrow. Okay. Let's get to our sounds the past 24 hours or so. Kyle Cree talking about Cooper Omott. He's out indefinitely after dislocating his left knee in the Panthers' win over Hutchinson 10 days ago. But according to Coach Cree, still part of that championship run that they had last weekend at the Salina Invitational.
What I like about this is when you hear a coach say they're good coaches and they're kids, I saw this with the Ryan kids. Guess what? Michael's over Central Plains. I saw Devin was the head coach at Victoria this weekend or over in Hoisington. So that's awesome that as a sophomore he's getting to do some coaching, because that could easily come back and be something this was a pivotal experience for him. You don't think he's going to be a dentist? That's running the family, didn't it? All right, so the Panthers going for their 9th win in a row tonight as they go to Al Billinger Fieldhouse to take on the TMP Monarchs. They are 5-6 on the season after taking 5th in last week's Mid-Continent League tournament. They're coached by Bill Meager. He's in his 7th season at the helm, talking about their win on Friday over Oakley. They're playing some pretty good basketball. Now they get the Great Bend Panthers in here, who they've had some success with. 7-5 against the Panthers since 2012. And we'll see. We'll see where the needle goes this time. It was 66-24 last year in Great Bend. So we'll have the doubleheader for you. Lady Panthers get things started at 6 tonight, followed by the boys at 7:30. Lady Panthers are 4-8. TMP girls are 6-5. 5:45 pregame on B1043 The Point. Other high school basketball tonight. Mike Hesher right back in action. He'll be at the Activity Center in Hoiston tonight. The Cardinals hosting the Phillipsburg Panthers tonight. Doubleheader action on 100.7 Eagle Country. 5:45. Or whenever Hesh gets there. He'll be there plenty of time to get going today. Central Prairie League action tonight. Ness City at Ellenwood, Dighton at Otis Bison, St. John at La Crosse, Victoria to Ellis, and Hoxie is at Russell tonight. It's kind of a light schedule after tournament week, but that Hoisington-Phillipsburg game has always, they played that game here, last 10 years. And it's always fine if it's on Tuesday, but if after a week of doing games at the Winter Jam and maybe trying to get rested up on Sunday, and then you'd have to go for that Tuesday night game at Phillipsburg, Wednesdays were not fun days. Did we ever figure out, did Hesh get a dilly bar? I saw him eating the pasta stuff that I didn't get. Did you get a dilly bar? Nope. Did they offer? Nope. Did you ask? No. I did eat a cookie, and she said, would you like some food? And I'm eating a cookie, but I didn't have time to eat the pasta, though the pasta and salad and bread smelled amazing. But I think Hesh was in there enjoying it. And Randy. They were all, you radio guys have it so easy. How are they eating? They're supposed to be doing games. Yeah, that's what. I know I was busy. It was a Barton halftime show. Them guys are going down there getting their cookies. All right, so high school basketball tonight. College basketball last night. Iowa State seconds away from getting a huge road win at Arizona, but that wasn't the case. John Shabby the call on ESPN. Caleb Love lobbed one in from past midcourt, banked it in, and that sent it to overtime. And then Arizona ended up beating Iowa State, who's ranked 3rd in the country, 86-75 in overtime. Was it a bank? Oh, yeah. You didn't hear the bank? No, it was like a 3/4 court shot, because I read it this morning. I'm like, I hope to see this thing, and it was gorgeous. That wasn't 3/4 court. Oh, what are you talking about? It was not. It wasn't. A 3/4 court shot is from the opposite free throw line, and it was not from the opposite free throw line. That's 6/7. But then the question comes afterwards. I mean, this is a very low percentage shot. The guy says, do you think they should have fouled him? No. Let him shoot it.
3-point game.
Listen.
Here's Love for the tie.
I didn't think it. Yeah, cool.
What do you mean? We watched the same thing, and you don't think it banked in, and you think it was from 3/4. Okay, well, anyway, it was a heck of a shot. So Arizona's now 8-1 in league play. Iowa State fell to 3rd at 7-2. Now I don't feel so bad being a KU fan. That's the kicker. Was KU had that game won twice the other day. We didn't talk about it yesterday, but
You had a 5-second call when they were ahead in regulation, and then blew a 6-point lead in under 10 seconds.
Yes, Bill Self talking about it after the game. Usually he doesn't have to talk about losses like that, but he did on Saturday. Jerome Tang, head coach of the K-State Wildcats, learning something from a loss, learning things from a victory. Well, they had the opportunity to learn things from a victory. They beat West Virginia, who was ranked 24th at the time. They fell out of the rankings this week. So we'll see what they learn. They host Oklahoma State tomorrow at Bramlage.
And I love JT, but remember last year they had a bad stretch and then he won a game. He said, yeah, we've been having good practices this week, but we got it fixed. And then I think they lost the next couple. They got to answer the questions. It's just funny.
Well, you got to give them. I mean, we need sounds of the past 24 hours or so. And Jerome Tang provided that. That game tips at 7 on the CBS Sports Network. By the way, KU plays tonight, UCF. That game on ESPN Plus at 7. You can hear it on Hits 106.9 starting at 6:30. Let's see. Other games, the Big 12 tonight. Baylor at BYU, Arizona State at Colorado, Cincinnati at Utah. I guess those are Big 12 games. Houston is leading the league at 8-0, Arizona 8-1, Iowa State 7-2, Texas Tech is 6-2. Then you have KU and Baylor at 5-3, and then a whole bunch of teams are 4-4 and 3-5. Polls are out. KU lost and moved up a spot. They're number 11 in the poll this week. K-State women, they dropped one spot from number 10 to number 11. I threw that in there just for you because I knew you'd try to horn your way in later on.
Yeah, the big game is Thursday, Iowa State up there, but guess what channel that one's on? ESPN Plus.
What big game?
Iowa State women at K-State. This was the last one. I was like, this was the last chance to get my foot in the door, and I saw it. I don't have time. It's 2 days away.
Okay, all right. And more overreaction on Monday. ESPN's Damian Woody calls it the Tiger Woods effect with Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. He's wearing red on Sunday. You know he's coming, and he's going to find a way to get a win. And Dan Orlovsky saying he doesn't know how Josh Allen bounces back from this one. I mean, he's not just going to go into a hole and curl up in a ball and never come back and play again.
What's funny is Josh Allen, he is a funny dude. He's a smart dude. He absolutely knows the score here. He knows the regular season wins don't matter. It's going to come down to a playoff. He knows he might never get to a Super Bowl because of one guy. And it's not one guy. It is the team and the organization. But
well, a lot of people forget. I mean, everyone forgot that they said, well, they had to go to Kansas City and they had to beat them there again. Well, don't they remember that last year the Chiefs went to Buffalo and beat Josh Allen and the Bills in Buffalo?
But when you see him on the sideline after the game, he's just kind of staring into blank space. That's him knowing different era. I would be in the Super Bowl 2 or 3 times. And then the audio yesterday was, you think it's bad audio, it's like dead space. No, it's great audio because that's him in defeat.
But he came out and talked to the media, you know. Brian Schottenheimer says he's ready to be the coach of the Dallas Cowboys. What are you laughing at? Why does everybody laugh at Brian Schottenheimer?
Okay, so the media does is what do you do if you want to hide something from the media? You release it after 5 o'clock on Friday. This is probably the premier coaching job in the National Football League. Let's announce it Friday after 5. Nobody else interviewed him. It's hilarious. Is he a shill for one Jerry Jones?
Well, aren't we shills for all our owners?
Is Mike Tomlin a shill? I don't know. Nobody's telling Andy what to do.
When was the last time Tomlin was in the playoffs?
That's my point. They don't even win with him, but they're not going to tell him what to do.
Give the guy a chance. Who do you want in there? Dion? You think?
Why does everybody assume? Because why didn't they give Dion? Well, it's a two-way street. Dion would have had to agree, and maybe he was, but no, I don't like the Cowboys.
Dion's his own brand. I mean, he'd be promoting Dion more than the Cowboys.
How's that?
And finally, because you just can't let go of this,
it was a good conversation.
On the Dan Patrick Show, former NFL lineman and current commentator Ross Tucker says there's been a chip in the football for 4 years, but the ball's oblong shape and the many factors that determine the spot make it difficult to use.
So he's a Princeton guy, so he's pretty good. So he says, when you do that sneak, you're basically using officials off the sideline. So they're 23 yards away trying to eyeball this thing with 15 NFL-sized linemen in the way. So they're like, well, why don't they just put the chip in there? Well, it's not like a tennis ball or a baseball where you can put it in the middle and it knows exactly where it is.
You got to be in
which angle is it pointing?
Is it on the end of the football?
You put one on a little blue one and a red one on the ends. And then you have to say, well, yeah, you've got knees, you got heads, butts, elbows. So when was the ball active versus when was the plate over? I still think you can say, okay, the red light went on, so it has crossed the line. Was he down when the line, like the
his
shot
shoulder
at the buzzer
was over? Where was the ball?
Right,
I
so
never
the
saw the ball. I mean, it was
his argument that the chip would still be tough to tell. I think the chip would work here because you can say he definitely crossed the line. Now, second question, was he down? You would get most of the calls. Occasionally, you'd still not be able to tell, but for the most part, this would work on the end line. You could use it on the sidelines. Where is that ball? The chip will tell you better than the naked eye. But did you know they've had one in there for 4 years?
Well, why put them in there if they're not going to use them?
They're probably doing the spin stuff and the distances and the speeds. How fast did Patty throw it? 67 RPM.
I have not seen any satellite information provided by these chips that are in footballs. The ball's oblong shape and the many factors that determine the spot make it difficult to use. So why put a chip in there? Or is they going to all of a sudden come up with a reason to? I mean, we got it cured. We got the chip in the ball.
No, I can guarantee you the stat guys want to know the RPMs when those quarterbacks are doing it, or I'm sure there may be some practical GPS purposes at the moment.
All right, very good. All right, there you go. Sounds of the past 24 hours or so. Coming up, Cole Reif's on the program. We're going to talk Great Bend Panther basketball with Mike Marzoff. Let's see. Alan Clark will be in. Brittany Simpson here on the Sports Day Show on a Tuesday on KVGB.
Pulling acres ahead of the competition is simple. Cenex Maxtron synthetic diesel engine oils give you the smartest oil for the toughest conditions. These premium oils are formulated with EnduroVis technology and a balanced additive package to control deposits for a cleaner, more efficient engine that gives you proven durability. Cenex Maxtron diesel engine oils. Oil that runs smart.
Contact American Plains Co-op Fuel Department in Great Bend, your certified Cenex distributor.
Dr. Nels here, Animal Medical Center, and today we want to give a shout out to all the supporting cast at these basketball games. We have some great young men and young women on the court, but we also have some great young men and women playing their instruments, cheering, dancing, all those things. Let's clap for them. When they perform and get done, let's show them a round of applause, show them some love as well, because they deserve it. Dr. Nels here, Animal Medical Center, large or small, we take care of them all.
CNE Doors, this is Cindy.
Me, Mom, I passed my math test.
Great job, Hadley. I knew counting all those parts in our huge inventory would help out.
Don't forget about the springs.
That's right. We have the most in-stock springs of anyone in western Kansas.
Well, I don't know if our inventory is making me smarter or just giving me a headache.
Garage doors, service, and repairs at C. Andy Doors in Great Bend and Hayes.
When it comes to car maintenance, it's good to know a local guy that can get things done. The Eller family has been in the auto repair business in Great Bend forever. Greg Eller continues that long tradition of helping people. Eller Automotive Repair specializes in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 Fridays. Eller Automotive Repair at 915 Morton, right behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source, 10th and Morton.
He's the voice of Hoisington High School football, the Barton County Cougars, and the king of the tweeter machine. It's Cole Reif on Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Welcome back to Sports Day. Cole Reif joining us on the program. Mike Corson sticking around here. We have very important things to talk about. Our show brought to you today by Equity Bank. Here when you need us. Bank local, save big with in-person banking and business banking. Visit equitybank.com and CNE Doors, your full-service garage door company. Follow the orange sign south of 10th and Harrison in Great Bend. 6-pack of tacos too, huh?
Is that what you go with?
No, I'm
Okay.
chicken nacho supreme.
You go with six-pack?
Six-pack.
Yeah, I don't really venture out much. So, like, I think the first time I went in there in college, probably like freshman year, it was just like, I don't know what I want. So I don't experiment a whole lot with food. So I was like, I'm just going to get something really basic. And I got the six-pack tacos. But, it was reasonably priced, which I think all the stuff there is reasonably priced. But, like, you get 6 tacos. And, like, it was very filling. So, like, that was the big thing for me. So I've never changed since.
So when you were at Fort Hays, did McDonald's also do, like, 10-cent cheeseburger
we
night?
lived on all the specials. Like Tuesday nights, it was cheeseburger night at McDonald's because they're like 39 cents or 49 cents. And then Wednesday night was KFC chicken fried steak meal for like $2 or $1.99. And then, we go talk shop occasionally. But
You say it's disgusting to reheat McDonald's food. I will go back to my college days because, you'd get 10 cheeseburgers for $2.50 or whatever it was and eat those for 3 or 4 days. Learn to like reheated McDonald's.
Would you walk when you're a freshman? A little goofy freshman? would you like walk down there and then walk back to the dorm or what?
No, we were lazy. I'm pretty sure we drove. Like I don't think we walked. We walked to the Coliseum. Like we want to play like intramurals or we were playing basketball.
Okay,
we want to go shoot. We'd walk to the Coliseum. But no, we never walked to any restaurant. Bikes maybe occasionally, but
the bridge to get to the Coliseum is like the first time you have to do it in the cold wind. Like, what am I doing?
It's like crossing over between North and South Korea. It's just like the wind is just
Yeah, I didn't sign up for that.
Okay, all right, good.
Six-pack.
The runny sauce, the red stuff.
Do you want me to bring anything home? I mean, I'm leaving the car all night. Obviously, if you don't mind eating McDonald's hamburgers.
Warming it up.
No, I say, taco burgers are great, and the little tostada things, just the single layer on the hard shell.
Is that what you want? Give me an order. I'll bring it back.
I'm good. It's some JD's chicken here.
For breakfast. Okay. Taco shop.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, my kids, they just want, oh, man, just send some of that. Okay, it's okay, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, obviously, you think of Hayes, Taco Shop, and the Q stand out immediately. Very good places. There's a bunch of dining options on Vine Street now, especially even, further past I-70. So,
yeah.
You got choices, Webb. You got choices
there, right.
You have moved on from the Sonic days out of the CKL. You're a big-time broadcaster now.
I'm in the WAC now.
You're in the WAC.
Now you go to Dodge City, and there's still nothing open on Tuesday nights. It's
really?
Yes. Unless you get to like Wendy's, that's the only place open over there. Okay. Independence beat Pratt last night, 102-94. So Independence now is 6-7. Is that the biggest turnaround or the biggest surprise in Jayhawk maybe this year? I don't know.
Indy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they've had some decent years where they've just been okay. Now they got the Tramble kid. He had a phenomenal second half here. In Great Bend when they played Barton. They got the talent there. I feel like there's a number of teams, Garden City included, which Barton played on Saturday, that go into the category of really talented when they put it all together. And you can say that maybe about any team, but like there's a handful of them that you can just like, man, like that Garden City team Saturday, I was like, and Antonio Chol was, arguably the best player in the league. Like he started out at Rutgers, and you could tell immediately why he got chosen to go to Rutgers to start out his collegiate career. Like there's just a lot of talent, but then then they have games where head scratching stats that it just doesn't work out. Indy's kind of one of those that when they pull it together, they're really, really good. Garden City's going to get somebody. I think I said, Saturday, they're too good not to. But, there's a lot of those teams, I think, this year.
And then there's Northwest. Fort Hays, Northwest.
Fort Hays Tech, Northwest, yeah.
They go to Hutch and win.
Yeah.
And win it easily on Saturday. It's one of those, 75-61. Maybe I ought to double-check this, but how about that? Hutch have been playing well. Now they're on a 2-game losers.
Yeah, they had that 7-game win streak. They've lost back-to-back. I feel like energy is sometimes the problem with them. Like sometimes, I thought that Barton game, when they went out to Sports Arena last Wednesday, you just could tell Barton was the more energetic team that is more motivated in that game, and it's weird to be, especially on their home floor. So, yeah, I mean, they're good too, but, they lost Jacquez Thornton. He's out most likely for the season with, I think it was a shoulder injury. But anyway, so he's out. That's their leading scorer, so they're still trying to adjust to that too. But, Yeah, but Fort Hays Tech's another one of those teams that, didn't play that bad, against the Cougars in Great Bend either. So they got the capabilities out there for a lot of teams.
Okay, Cougars right now, 10-4, half game behind Butler, 16-4 overall. This is going to be an interesting week. They get Cloud here tomorrow, and then you go down to Ark City to, what's that, Walt Whitman's Field House or whatever, Charles Robinson Arena or
W.S. Scott.
W.S. Scott,
like some type of famous author or something.
You go to the Orange Room, I mean, it's so a big week for the Cougars here.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you take on a Cloud County team that they've been kind of stumbling right now as of late. They got off to that really hot start to begin the year. They've had some struggles here, even, go back to right before the Christmas break and in the month of January, they've had some struggles, but, they got a big-time score. I feel like this is the third straight team that shoots the heck out of the ball from outside. They average about 9 threes made per game, so, they had that capability. And I think they actually shoot better on the road than they do at home. So that's, one of those scary things with the friendly rims at the Kirkman. So, the men's game would be fun Wednesday night, but then obviously, the huge one, matchup-wise, Cali stood at number 5 in the country in this week's poll. Barton's back into the top 25. They're number 22 now in the country after 3 straight wins. So, yeah, I mean, that was, a close game back in Great Bend, but Cali was, had good grip of that one toward the end of the ball game. So, Barton's had a little bit of success down there in Ark City, and hopefully they can duplicate that this year.
This Cali team better than the one they had a year ago?
Oh, good question. They don't have the guy like Corey Thomas. Like last year they had a really good, not necessarily a rim protector, but just a big guy underneath that they could dump it down and get an easy, 10 and 10, night in and night out. They don't necessarily have that same type of personnel, but, the guards that they brought back, like Marcus Ziegler, Vontae Nichols, like those two guys, you could tell were really explosive in backup roles or maybe just kind of a reserve role last year, and those guys are really kind of exploding onto the scene. And then they've got some, some additional guys that have really stepped up. Defensively, yeah, I think they are. I think they are a better team than they were a year ago, but you could see that trend with Donnie Jackson over these last 3 or so years, just how good defensively they are.
Okay, Lady Cougars won 4 of 6 games, and that was a good feel-good win over Garden City. A team that, taking you down the first time you met them, and they're getting better for sure. And now they get Cloud County, another one of the teams right there in the middle of the pack. So it's, if you want to get to above, where you can play at least one home game, now's the time to make a move.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think we talked about last week where, it could be a couple games until Barton saw some actual movement in the standings. If they get this win against Cloud, from here on out, you'll start to see some of that movement. And so, this is a huge one. A Cloud County team, also on the women's side, that hasn't been playing overly great as of late. They've lost 5 of their last 7 games. But, they got a really good rebounder out there. But Barton's playing exceptionally well defensively. I mean, holding that Garden City team to 41 points, will put up 64 of your own on Saturday. I thought Elena Eck had one of her better first halves of the season. She was aggressive. She was getting after it. I think she had 8 in the first half, finished up with 11. Vivian continues to do her thing. So I thought overall, that was probably one of their better games of the season on both fronts, but especially defensively, which I think you and I both thought that, that's how they're going to get back into it was defense, and they're doing that.
Taking care of the ball better?
Yeah, I mean, I think they had 19 turnovers. I mean, so there's still room for improvements, but, I think, again, to me, there's just such a huge difference in turnovers and really bad turnovers. They're not having as many as the really bad turnovers that are resulting in the backcourt. I thought they handled the pressure better, so they're not having, easy layups from the opponent after turning over in the backcourt. So they're limiting those, and that's helpful. But obviously you still want to improve that number, and because they're shooting well. 3-pointers haven't been, necessarily overly kind to them, but, overall field goal percentage, they're shooting well. So if they can just hold on to the ball, they'll be in good shape.
You like going to Ark City?
I don't mind Ark City. It's always longer than I think.
Yeah.
As far as the distance, but when I get there, the corner perspective, it used to be unique. I used to think that was pretty cool. Oh yeah, we're in the corner. Now I'm not a huge fan of the corner because sometimes they throw the ball right in underneath you, and so you're trying to make sure you can see the sideline stretching out. So
they still have the seats. They're the same where you got to sit on a booster seat, or is it?
No, they just have folding chairs now.
Oh, they do. Okay,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think
that'd be much better.
Yeah, I think the first year, right after you got done, I think there were really comfortable seats. They had really nice seats in all the corners. But now, yeah, we just got folding chairs out there.
Okay. Yeah, that's a Doug Kaiser game. when he chased the guy in that was trying to get in the Barton bus, and they came running through, and he jumped up over the rail and over the top, and then right by the broadcast booth. Oh, yeah, they're chasing. Yeah. I don't think you were there yet anyway.
No.
Life on the road.
I just have my altercations with the janitors in Ark City.
Make sure you don't go in there after the game.
I'll try not to.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Cole. Yep. Cole Reif, he'll have the call for you tomorrow night. Barton and Cloud County, 5:15 for the pregame for the Barton women on B1043 The Point. More Sports Day coming up after this.
From the Mayo Money Management Studios, 1590 KVGB Great Bend and 95.5 FM K238CK Hoisington.
Jumpstart your education with Barton Online. You can pick up a class or earn an associate degree for less than half the cost of a university. We are always enrolling. Start when it works for you. Choose from 5 sessions throughout the semester, including 16, 8, and 4-week options. Save big on the way toward your career or tackle your gen eds with our low-cost pathway. Visit online.bartoncccc.edu and enroll today.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of Your Local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text TIGER to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text TIGER to 321-321. That's TIGER to 321-321.
If you're needing a healthcare plan for your business, let the experienced and dedicated staff at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your business's need. Regardless if you're a large corporation or a small business on Main Street, Freedom Claims Management Incorporated can help you provide your employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. Visit freedomclaimsinc.com where you can schedule a free, no obligation health assessment today. Freedom Claims Management Incorporated in Great Bend.
It's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
And Sports Day also brought to you in part by Eller Automotive Repair, where they specialize in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. And also by the Animal Medical Center in Great Bend, large or small, they take care of them all. Joining us now, color analyst for the Great Bend Panther basketball broadcast, Mike Marzoff, taking a break from educating children over in Chase this afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
How you doing, Stephen?
I'm doing okay. Got some good news a moment ago. Just heard from the former head coach of the Studley Power Cats that he's going to be at the game tonight, so he wants to stop by and say hello. Yeah, Mike Lane.
All the celebrities come out to see you.
It is a big deal. So back to Al Bellinger Fieldhouse. What any certain memories stand out for you?
Man, a lot of good games in there. It's just the little MSAA pit places, but theirs was the most concrete. Theirs could be awfully loud because it's just all concrete in there, man. Those old places. Saw some pretty good ball players. Places I actually saw the very first year I was in Hayes. Christian Brown's dad, Donnie Brown, playing basketball in there. You go back far enough,
Yep. So you saw Coach Al coach then?
That was very little bit. Yes, that first year there. Yes,
he was
maybe 2. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a good man. It was when I first started out. So I'm at
KWLS in Pratt, right? So it was like the second year, and my pop went with me, and we used just straight phone lines. So, but Wyatt Thompson, who was the voice of the TMP Monarchs and Hayes High Indians and Fort Hays State Tigers at the time, he had not hooked the phone lines up, so I did not have any phone line. Well, that wasn't good. So, but my brother-in-law had fitted me with, I could fix anything with a telephone pole, so I had to run all this phone line down underneath through the tunnel, and Coach Billinger said I could use his phone. Well, what you do is you put alligator clips that are hooked together. You hook the phone lines on, or on the phone wire with alligator clips, but you have to get the mouthpiece off, right? Okay, so but I couldn't get it off. So one of the assistant coaches, gosh, I cannot think of his name now, he said, well, try this. And it was a big pipe wrench. So, okay, all right. So we put the phone in the pipe wrench, and then, Dad was holding it. I twisted it, and the phone broke.
I could just see that coming.
And so all the little mouthpiece things were in my pop's hands. I said, and he said, "Is this what you need?" And yes, I did. So I hooked my alligator clips up there, and we got the broadcast on. And Coach Al said, we've needed new phones around here for years. So
that's a good story.
My favorite.
Was it Coach Drees? Was it? What, the assistant?
I believe it may have been. May have been. I mean, Dale Kuhlman was an assistant up there in those days. He was just he wore a little fancy TMP sweater and stuff. That goes back a ways.
He's a pretty boy back in the
day. So anyway, besides the matchup, it was interesting looking back at this. You think, wow, TMP, they're 1A, 2A school, but they've done quite well in this series with the Panthers, and over the years. In fact, last year Great Bend blew them out here in Great Bend, but they had won 3 straight before that. TMP's had some pretty good basketball teams. They're still rebuilding a little bit this year, but it's been a good series for both the boys and girls over the years. It's nice and close, and we'll see it renewed tonight in Hayes.
Yeah, I already don't like Hayes anyway, so just another trip to Hayes. This is too bad. TMP's had some especially on the boys' side, had some extremely good basketball teams over the years. The girls haven't been quite as good traditionally, but I think you and I both agree one of the best high school games we saw was a TMP Nickerson showdown in Nickerson with Don Onsis playing at the time, and there was just some electric basketball in that conference, and TMP's had some mighty good basketball teams over the years.
Yeah, Ty Quillen was on that team too. He was pretty good. Went on to I believe Hutchinson and did very well. John Onsis didn't do too bad either. Okay, Great Bend Panthers, what a weekend they had to go through that. I'll be honest with you, I didn't feel good going into the Andover game because of what Andover done the night before, beating Salina South by 52. But this Great Bend Panther team, even with Cooper Omont, has been able to go out and impose their will on other teams, and that means pounding the ball inside. And, yeah, you've got Ian Premer. That makes a difference. Jacob Hall's playing good. Ben Nicholson is playing good. They're getting good backcourt play. And, hey, I was surprised, especially going and win by 16.
Yeah, and we watched the Andover South when they outscored them 32-2 in the second quarter, and then the game not much before us, we're watching South and Central play. Well, Great Bend just got done playing Central. Great Bend had played South, so you kind of have an idea how good South is. South is not a bad basketball team, and Andover just dominated them. So y'all going to that game, there's obviously a lot of concern about can they handle the three-point shooting of Andover? They hadn't really seen that so much. And then Great Bend comes out and makes his first 4 or 5 shots from the field and establish themselves rather quickly.
The shooting percentage has just been incredible. It's when you get a team like this and they're going tonight, they'll go for their 9th straight win, 11-1 overall. You start seeing stat sheets develop, and quite honestly, I've never seen shooting numbers like Great Bend's been putting up, just a tad under 52% from the floor, and they found out who they are. I mean, what, they take two 3-pointers against Andover?
Yeah, the 2 3-pointers have made one in the last, it's been, 5 games now since they've had double-digit 3-pointers. 7 against Hutch, 7 against Wichita South, 7 against Central, 2 against Andover. And I don't have to do some math here, but if you take away the 3-point shots and just have 2-point percentage, I bet Great Bend's hovering around 60% on 2-point shots. And that's just stupid for a high school basketball team.
But we have also seen this team lose. They were pushed by Salina Central, who I think's got a pretty decent basketball team.
But in those games, I guess the kryptonite for the Panthers is what? Tempo?
Yeah, and I don't know that it's focus maybe, but Sterling and Haven early in the year, those were smaller schools. Central's there. They're a decent team, but Andover's waiting, and you want to go play them. That's kind of a concern of mine tonight with Hayes High waiting Friday. Make sure you don't go look past TMP. Come out and establish yourself quick once again. I think that would be a key for Great Bend. Come out, get some early shots, get a lead, and just kind of roll from there because it's one of those games you need to pay attention to that's going to trip you up if you look past it.
I know it's only a 5-team league, but I really want the Panthers to win the WAC this year.
I've always been a league guy. League titles mean a lot. And I know postseason in high school is different, but even at the college level, I'd rather win the league as long as the postseason doesn't. You don't have to win it to get to the tournament. I'd rather win the league than the postseason tournament. League play is throughout the year, teams you hate, back and forth, and league titles are just, to me, one of the highest things you can achieve in any sport, especially basketball, when you're going home and home.
Talk about the fourth quarter Kyle Cree had against Salina Central last Friday.
Well, he's coaching. Kyle's been doing a great job, and I like to look at defense first. And he came out that fourth quarter and made a few adjustments. Come out, and then at the end of the game, he come out and in a box and won, chasing around the kid from Salina Central that shoots the ball so well.
Yeah, Jones.
And mixed up some zone defense in there, some man, and threw them out of their rhythm. Completely threw them out of their rhythm down the stretch when they needed it. And it was only for just a little bit, but we saw it against Andover, too. They come out of halftime, and they drop into a zone for just about 2 or 3 possessions. But threw Andover out of their game. Meanwhile, Great Bend scored 6 straight points.
Yes.
So it wasn't a very long time, but it really blew that game. I won't say blew it open, but it really gave Great Bend some cushion in that lead. And right now, he's pushing all the right buttons on defense.
Okay, for the girls, I guess the encouraging thing is 40 points against Abilene, and then they scored 60 against Junction City with 20 field goals in each of those 2 games. So I guess that's positive.
Yeah, and I think defensively sparked a lot of what they did offensively, especially against the Junction City game. We saw that. We saw some skills get going. I think TMP is a team that if you pressure them, they may turn the ball over some. So I think that's going to be a key tonight is if the defense can create offense because, Coach has said all along, Coach Miller said all along, they want to get out and push it. Well, if you get the defense and get some steals, that tends to help you get some fast break points and push it just a little bit more. And, they look pretty good against Junction City.
Yeah, 13 turnovers against Abilene, only 15 against Junction City, and it was 27-3 at the end of the first quarter, and Jade pulled the press off. So, we'll see what happens tonight. TMP has got an interesting mix on the girls' side. They've got some seniors, and then they've got a really dynamite freshman and sophomore class coming up for TMP. On the boys' side, still very young and not a lot of size. So we'll have the broadcast tonight starting at 5:45 on B104.3 The Point. Of course, the discussion has been taco shop. Were you a taco shop guy during your days in Hayes?
Yes, I was. I tried chili con queso with meat and tort.
Meat and what's tort?
Tortilla.
Oh, okay. Is that the fancy word for tortilla? I didn't know that.
I don't know. I was just told you get chili con queso, which is the cheese dip with meat in it, and then you get tortillas to dip in it.
Okay.
So it's that white. The chili con queso is like the white dip.
Gotcha. Okay. And that was your standard every time?
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Absolutely.
Okay, all right. I was kind of a chicken nacho supreme guy. But the thing is, you can leave it in the back of your car for 2 days and it'll still be good. So
absolutely.
Yes, we may come home with a whole bundle of stuff tonight after the ball game. Mike, continue educating. We'll see you here in just a little bit. We'll load up and head to Hayes.
Sounds good, Steve. Thanks, bud.
You bet. Mike Marzoff, color analyst for Great Bend Panther basketball, with us here on Sports Day. We're going to talk Barton Lady Cougar basketball. Alan Clark is in. Brittany Simpson, the sophomore from Ellenwood. That's coming up next. Our show brought to you today by Great Bend Recreation Commission, dedicated to improving our community and the lives of its individuals, and by the Marmy Auto Group. They're located on 10th Street in Great Bend. It's Sports Day on KVGB.
Senior Doors, this is Hadley.
Hadley, what are we going to do today?
You have to work at Senior Doors. What if there's another power outage?
You're right, Hadley. People rely on us to be able to get into their houses and businesses. That is why we sell electric operators with battery backups and have been serving the community longer than anyone.
Does that mean you're getting old, Papa?
Not old, experienced.
Garage door service and repair at C&E Doors in Great Bend and Hayes.
Hey everyone, this is Cole Rife, voice of the Barton Cougars. Attending sporting events for Barton Community College is great, but did you know you can support the athletic teams even further by getting involved with the Cougar Booster Club? The Boosters help with fundraising for equipment and facility upgrades to give Barton athletes every opportunity to keep succeeding at the regional and national levels. Join the Cougar Booster Club as an individual or business. Call 620-792-9377. Become a booster today. Go Cougars.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec.
Sports, leisure, fitness and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend. Or check out the website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Marmy Auto Group makes it happen. Central and Western Kansas. Check out our selection of new and pre-owned inventory. Marmy's friendly staff offers top quality service that you've gotten to know over the years. When your existing vehicle needs parts or service, our experienced team will get you back in the game this season. Marmy Chevrolet, GMC, Ford and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, parts, service, and body shop. Visit Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street or marmys.net. Marmys make it happen.
Now, in its second decade, it's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Welcome back, Sports Day here on KVGB. It's brought to you by the Barton Cougar Booster Club. Continue your efforts to make the Barton Athletic Department the best in the country. And by Equity Bank, adding value for their customers and communities. Equity Bank in Great Bend, Hoiston, and Larned. Find out where your location is. Go to the Locations tab at equitybank.com. Alan Clark is in with us today. What, did you get busy yesterday and you just forget about doing stuff like that?
We had that big win over Garden, and now we're trying to get another one over Cloud, and so I got busy watching film of Cloud, and looked at my clock and it said 1:20, and oh my gosh, I'm late.
Well, that's okay. It worked out good because you got to bring Brittany today, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I know she's very excited today about being here on the program, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Hey, congratulations. Good win over Garden City. Especially it's nice to go back and win a game like that against a team that you were not able to defeat the first time around. What's clicking for this team right now?
Well, we just had a lot more enthusiasm, it seemed like, a lot more energy. I think the kids were just ready to go, and I think they're seeing that if we can do the things that we can do, we can compete in this league, and having kids like Brittany out there being the leader, and we played a little bit of a junk defense in the first half and played some triangle and two, and Brittany was the leader of that in the front of the triangle, and it really worked, obviously.
How satisfying is it for you, Brittany, to see this team start to come together after your struggles in the first semester? Is now coming out second time 4-2. How satisfying has that been for you?
It's really exciting to see how much we've grown over the semester. The first semester was definitely difficult for us, but it helped us grow into the team we're becoming now, and we have more to go.
Okay, so what's been clicking for this team, in your opinion, since you came back after break?
We're connecting more off the court. I feel like we're growing more as a team, and we're understanding Coach more, obviously.
And that's hard to do sometimes, Steve. I'm pretty hard to play for at times, and so it takes a while.
One thing that you're able to do is extract the skills that you see in a player, and you kind of mentioned that, Brittany, on the postgame show the other night. How has he extracted your skills? Because I remember one of the quotes you used, he just said, go out there and let it fly.
I've always been timid, and I don't know why. I've just been like that. But having Coach Clark and Coach Annie and my teammates hype me up and just tell me to let it fly and just have confidence in myself really helps me.
Yeah, she's a great shooter. When she gets going, it's fun to watch. I mean, we get to see her in practice all the time, knocking shots down, and so it's fun to watch her when she gets it going in the game too.
Alan used leadership, but I don't really see you as being, come on, let's go, come on, let's go. What's leadership mean to you, Brittany?
Just keeping the girls on page, like to let them know what Coach Clark wants. I mean, I'm not like quite the yeller as you said, but just to have them on like the right page.
So, in other words, you become a Clarkologist in many ways.
Basically.
Okay. So what's the message to the team on as a Clarkologist having to tell them, about Coach?
Go ahead.
Let it fly, Brittany. Let it fly.
No, he's just really like on point. Like, do this. Like, you need. Like, he wants to see the best out of us, which I want to see the best out of them. So that's how I know Coach. Just do your best and limit your mistakes. Obviously.
Mm-hmm. What kind of defender were you when you first came into the Barton program compared to the type of defender you are now here at the midway point of your sophomore season?
I don't know. I wasn't. I don't know.
When they in high school they played a lot of zone.
Yeah,
they played a lot of zone defense.
Okay.
She didn't play a lot of man, and so that was that was a learning curve for her to be able to play man-to-man defense. And the other thing I talked to her about when I was recruiting her was rebounding. That she, with her size and her body, she could be a really good rebounder for us, and she's filled that role as well. Of course, Vivian's going to get every rebound anyway.
Well, it's kind of hard. You go in there, but I think
she takes my rebounds.
Yeah. She's cleaning up everything
exactly.
in there. Talk about the recruitment process with Coach Clark and of course Barton being so close. Yeah. Talk about that process and how it went and what ultimately landed you at Barton as a Lady Cougar.
Well, I've played at Barton, like summer leagues all the time, and Coach Clark would come talk to me a lot, and we got really close with each other. And I knew I wanted to go to Barton just because of how we connected. And, I mean, there wasn't much besides, like, deciding if I wanted to play volleyball or not.
Uh-huh.
But there wasn't much other, like, basketball, why I want to go play at Barton for basketball.
How much fun has it been to play so close to home in college?
It's definitely what I needed. I don't know if I would have made it farther away from home, but they've obviously made it easy for me to like get used to it and be comfortable around here.
Is basketball something you want to do after you get done with Barton?
I haven't decided what I want to do after this year.
Okay, well that's fine. That's all right. You still got a whole season to
bit.
go, half season to go. Big stretch for your team this week.
It is.
We were talking about Cole was in here earlier, and it's been hard to see the move up the standings. But now you're at that point where that'll start happening if you can get some wins. Let's start with Cloud tomorrow.
Yeah, you look at the standings and they're after the Hutch and Dodge, and then Butler, Coffeyville. It's pretty bunched together right there in the middle with Seward, Cloud, Garden City, Colby's in there in the mix. These next few games are going to be huge for us.
Cali got a win over Seward, so they're starting to seem like they've been pretty solid all year, but that was a big win for them.
Yeah, it was, and I was at Seward, and that even made it bigger. So that was a good win for Coach Clark down at Cali, and then we go there on Saturday. So those are two games that we didn't get the first time around. That hopefully we can turn the tables.
Brittany, how much do you follow your old high school team?
Pretty closely since I live there.
Okay, but
I keep up and make sure they're doing good.
Okay, did you make it over to the game on Saturday? I guess.
No, I
didn't. Okay, yeah.
And she's got a brother that's a pretty good player himself.
That's what I heard. He's having a pretty good season.
Yeah.
So do you just go in and tell him, as a certified Clarkologist, just tell him to let it fly?
No, he's more on me about it.
Okay.
Let it fly. Yeah, he's very supportive.
Okay.
He does his own thing.
How you feeling about your team right now, Alan?
We're feeling really good. I told our kids the other night, it wasn't just that we beat Garden City; it was the wave that we beat them. It was fairly dominant win. It was 9 points at halftime, but I felt like it was pretty dominant even in the first half, and then obviously in the second half, in the third quarter especially, we were able to open up the lead, and I just felt really good about not just the win, but the way we won the game.
And you stretched that lead out after you got it out there. That was
we played more like for close to 40-minute game. You know, we've struggled at times with a certain quarter or maybe a half where we've played one half good or one half, decent. But that game we put 40 minutes together, I thought.
Well, good luck.
Well, thank you.
Big week for your basketball team. Brittany, just keep letting it fly, man, okay? Okay, Brittany Simpson, Alan Clark with us here on Sports Day. We're back with our final segment of today's show right after this.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Take your passion for creating magic behind the curtain to new levels with Barton Community College's Technical Theater program. This new program is designed for students to learn how to create breathtaking light shows, run a state-of-the-art soundboard, and build captivating sets. Unleash your creativity and earn an associate's degree to build the skills you need for a career in theater. Now enrolling for the fall semester. Learn more at techtheater.bartoncccc.edu.
Sports Day is presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department. Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
A lot of great sponsors bringing you the show every day here on KVGB, including Freedom Claims Management, innovative healthcare plans for your business. Let them take care of everything for you from start to finish, and continued support. They have you covered. And by the American Plains Co-op Bulk Fuel Department, featuring number 2 clear diesel, bulk fuel, E10, fuel delivery, all your lubricants, and fuel supplies. It's always one of the oddities of high school basketball because it's Tuesday, Friday, right? Well, the high school rankings come out on Tuesday. So sometimes they come out early, sometimes they come out later in the day, so you're anxiously awaiting them, and they are not out yet today from the Kansas Basketball Coaches Association. As far as the Great Bend Panthers, they were ranked 6th in Class 5A last week. I kind of think that the Panthers will move up to number 5, moving in front of Topeka Seaman, who lost their game in tournament play on Saturday. They will probably still be on Shawnee Heights. They were ranked number 4, and they had 2 losses, even though the Panthers only had 1, but they won both their games in their tournament. Cape and Mount Carmel was dominant. They're starting to play well. They just throttled Collegiate in the championship game of the Blue Stem Classic in El Dorado, beat them by 30, and Collegiate was ranked number 1 in Class 3A. KC Piper had a good win, and Highland Park remains unbeaten. But I think there's a chance the Panthers can move up to number 5 in the 5A boys rankings. All right, high school basketball tonight. We will be in Hayes. We'll bring you TMP and the Great Bend Panthers, 5:45 pregame. Houston Cardinals at home tonight at the Activity Center. Cardinal boys looking to keep their momentum going after winning the Winter Jam over the weekend. Mike Hesher and Gene Manweiler with a call on 100.7 Eagle Country, 545 there. On the show tomorrow, Curtis Hammocky. 21 years as AD at Fort Hays State. Calling it quits. Great Bend Navy's going to relax a little bit. We'll talk to Curtis tomorrow on Sports Day. Join us then.